Yes, this is where I invite a different guest each week to choose an item, a location and a song that sums up the coast for them. Last week it was author Lel Malil, and that is still available to listen to on BBC Sounds. But this week it's the turn of Greg Scott, who has worked in entertainment and broadcasting for many, many years and, well, was one of the reasons I wanted to be on the radio when I was a teenager. Greg, welcome to Three by the Sea.
Three by the Sea? Oh, sorry. This isn't Ken Bruce. This isn't Popmaster.
I'm afraid not. You'll have to do with me. Ken Bruce isn't here, Greg.
Right. Sorry. Well, do I choose a bonus category anyway? Can I have one-hit wonders of the 70s?
You don't change, do you? So,
hello, you.
Hello. So you've had quite a varied and colourful career, haven't you, Greg? But you've been connected to the coast in various parts of it.
Yeah, it's brought me back, this part of the world, like a magnet, and life and circumstances have always brought me back here. And maybe it's because my wife's family were anchored here for years, and they still are. And yeah, I mean, she adores the family to bits, and so we live in this area, and we're very lucky, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. But your career actually, I mean, some of the places you've worked are coastal, just not our coast. I mean, when you first started entertaining, I mean, your item pretty much relates to that. So let's talk about that. Explain what your item is, and then we can talk about another coastal place that you met your wife.
Yeah, I met my wife in Llandudno. I said, what are you doing here? Yes, Llandudno. I answered an advert in the Stage newspaper, and they said redcoats are wanted for the Grand Hotel in Llandudno. So I answered it, and they took me on. And initially it was just for Christmas, so they were sort of testing you out to see if they were going to have you back for the full season. And as soon as I walked in, through the doors, I saw what was to become my wife. And she was up a ladder sticking Christmas decorations. I just went, hello. And we didn't, there was nothing there. There was no flirting. There was no nothing. Because I did come back for the main season. And we just got on very, very well.
So,
just got, and yeah, go on, yeah.
I was going to say there was no time stood still, slow motion, montage, music playing as your eyes met up the ladder.
None of that, no. Honestly, it couldn't have gone better, because over the course of sort of 15 months, we worked together, on and off, and we just grew very, very close. Our humour is weird and twisted, so that was a great match. And yeah, we just became buddies, and then from best buddies we became, can I say the word lovers? Can I say that word? It's not too rude.
No, you can.
We became lovers, and that was it. What was that? 1987, Christmas '87, we met, and May 1996 we got married. So yeah, so the item I choose. Okay, it's cheating a little bit because it's the other coast, like you say, but the red coat uniform, which probably would, well, I say probably, it definitely wouldn't fit me now because I'm a fat blob.
I don't think it's cheating. We've had people pick different places, different coasts before, but it's more about you live on our coastline now, and it's very dear to you and your wife, and obviously her family's rooted there. And your red coat is quite synonymous with, I guess, our coastline as well, because we're famous for the camps and things. And being a red coat is like, it's almost like a coat of arms. You must be extremely proud of ever being one, because it's, part of our British culture, isn't it?
It was an extraordinary learning curve. I was, what was I? I was 18 and a half. No, nearly 19 when I joined. I hadn't really had that much life experience at that point. And it really is a very sharp learning curve, because you learn how to, social skills, interacting with the guests and charming them and being nice and everything. You learn a lot. I learned a lot of stagecraft there as well. It was it was a very, very important time, but it was the time that, like you say, you wanted to go into radio.
Yeah.
But you like me, you probably weren't sure. Yes, you were convinced in yourself that you could do it, but when it actually came to it, could you do it? And the answer is yes. And that was the same with red coating. I wasn't quite sure, can I pull this off? But I did it, and it just gave me the taste for the show business and broadcasting life that I've been in ever since.
Yeah, which you're hugely passionate about, aren't you, Greg? And you've done lots of things, jack of all trades, TV, radio, voiceovers. You've even written quiz questions for Family Fortunes, which not many people can say they've done. And you were the breakfast show presenter on Yorkshire Coast Radio, which was the coastal radio station when I was younger. And I used to, and also I think on your evening show, I used to play the clarinet down the phone to you. Anything to get on the radio with Greg Scott. It was.
You did, and I've had tinnitus ever since.
It was like a badge of honour. It was like a badge of honour, though, Greg. It was. We were all, you were dynamic, you were charismatic, you were part of the community. It was brilliant fun. And who'd have known that years later I'd be on it? I'd be on the radio.
Yeah, I was given a free hand to do what the heck I liked, and. Because I was enjoying what I was doing, I hope that enjoyment would infect the people who were listening, and it seemed to. I mean, you're right. It did become a community. People phoning in, usually young people, but it was great that they had an interest. That I can picture loads of younger people sat around the radio listening, and though I say so myself, I think it was a show like no other.
Yeah.
And I like to think I left a mark. Not
right.
That sort of mark.
Let's move on to your location. Where have you picked and why?
Oh, heck, I've got an admission to make with this one. The location has to be St Mary's Church in Scarborough.
Beautiful church.
Well, that's where we got married, Karen and I.
Right.
But I haven't admitted this in public in 26 years. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
We told a lie so we could get married there. We were living at the time in Doncaster, but we had this dream of getting married at St Mary's Church in Scarborough. And of course, you had to live in the area.
Right.
So we kind of told, this is terrible, isn't it? Lying about church. We lied about where we lived.
You basically said you lived in the vicinity of the church when you didn't.
Yeah.
So does that mean you're not officially married?
Oh, please, God. No. I've been looking for an out for 26 years. I jest, of course. If Karen's listening, I'm just joking if she's not.
Hi, Karen. St Mary's Church is like the church that everybody wants to get married at.
Oh, it's so perfect. The photos that we got were just, you can't fail to get amazing photos in such an amazing building. I'm going to use the word amazing a lot, but it was a great time. And, it was one to remember. I mean, of course, everyone remembers their wedding day, but it just went so perfectly. There were no hiccups at all. And it was, I'll never forget it. It's like it was yesterday.
But it wasn't.
No, and it is official. So,
and if anybody's listening from the, whoever officiated that wedding, they really did live in Scarborough. Yes, of course. It was just a joke about Doncaster. Let's move on. We're going to move on to your song, which I don't think I know this song, but I'm looking forward to hearing it. What have you picked this song for, and explain what it is, Greg? Well, this is probably the most tenuous link you've had to a song for this feature ever, because like you, I had never heard it before. Never. I went to a meeting in Leeds, and I was driving back along the A64, and I'd just gone past the Hopgrove roundabout. There's the link. I was on my way to Scarborough. That's as good as this link gets. I accept it. Thanks, mate. Anyway, it came on. And never heard it before, and it's amazing. And the reason I've chosen it is because I think not everybody, a lot of people
are having a tough time at the moment for one reason or another. Another. For one reason or another, people are having a tough time. And this song, it radiates happiness. It just puts a smile on your face and a tap in your foot and a nod in your head, and it's fantastic. It's the ultimate feel-good song. I was praying that the presenter on the radio would say who it was and what it was at the end, because some presenters don't do that, but they did, and I made a mental note, and I love it.
I'm super pleased that I'm playing something that I'll get to hear for the first time, and then hopefully that will become one of my happy songs as well, because you've told me about it.
Give it marks out of 10 at the end.
Greg, our time has come to an end, I'm afraid. But I'm so glad that you've chosen your 3 by the Sea and agreed to come on, because I've tried to get you on for ages and ages and ages. So I'm super, super chuffed that you agreed to it. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure, Beck, and I'm so pleased things are going for you on the radio, because you're an absolute star.
Oh, thank you very much. You've made me a bit emotional. Thank you.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Well, thank you for being my radio inspiration. And I'd like you to introduce your song.
I'll do it in a voiceover voice. This is BBC Radio York. Here is Billy Preston and Nothing from Nothing.
On my head and tap my toe. Greg Scott, what an absolute legend. Thank you so much for doing 3 by the Sea. If you would like to take part in 3 by the Sea, you can get in touch, beck.homer@bbc.co.uk, or you can send a text to 81333. Start your message with the word York. That was Nothing from Nothing by Billy Preston.
In the sunshine.